People and media are still popular with a slogan saying that Musk, an unelected billionaire, is taking away the central view of the United States. Trump has been in office for more than 2 weeks. The New York Times described Trump as using a Gatling machine gun to turn the entire Washington, D.C. upside down. On the other hand, Musk led 6 young people born in the 2000s to calculate the federal government. The expenses of various departments have been listed in many items, and the CIA's white glove USAID has been closed in disguise. The Democrats succumbed to Trump's power, and no one dared to take the lead in making trouble, while the Republicans in Congress were busy flattering Trump, and Washington was in a mess. The so-called swamp in Washington is being drained, and a good show is being staged. This is how the New York Times described Trump's way of governing the country. It said that Trump posted provocative posts in the morning saying what he would do today. At noon, his thugs began to purge people from all walks of life. For example, Musk boasted that he had stripped 11 former senior officials of their security qualifications, including Secretary of State Pompeo, Advisor Bolton, and former U.S. Chief of Staff and Chairman of the Joint Committee Mark Milley during the Trump era. Some former intelligence officials were not allowed to enter the relevant buildings of the intelligence departments where they originally served. After spoofing people, Trump did not rest at night, so it was circulated in the emails of all federal employees that Trump would target each group of people tomorrow. The people Trump has purged include those judicial personnel who participated in the pursuit and prosecution of rioters after the Capitol Hill riot on January 6, 2021. Trump's people went to the Department of Justice and asked the relevant people. A self-report and self-examination must be completed, and these review reports must be handed over to the people sent by Trump. If anyone dares to disobey orders, they will be dismissed on the spot. And his Attorney General Bondi is already in place, and Bondi said that these things will definitely continue. A major purge of the Department of Justice led by Bondi and the FBI under it has already begun. The slogan is to oppose the Biden administration's weaponization of the judicial department. The same intensity of the purge is the EDI of all federal departments. What is EDI? It means equality, diversity, and inclusion. Some time ago, 2 planes collided at Reagan Airport in Washington, involving an Air Force helicopter hitting a civilian plane. Trump's immediate reaction was that this was caused by the EDI that the Democrats have been doing for many years. Because it is said that the pilot of this helicopter was a woman who uprooted the 60-year-old USAID. Musk, who led the closure of federal government departments, said, "This agency is rotten to the core. There is no way to repair it. It can only be eradicated." The annual budget of the USAID is more than $50 billion, and its official employees exceed more than 10,000 people. Now, these people have been administratively rectified. Many foreign NGOs, especially those that promote American ideology in their own countries, are actually funded by this agency. Those senior officials under Trump, in order to prove the legitimacy of the purge of the USAID, some secrets were even revealed. That is, the color revolutions in many countries are actually funded by the United States Agency for International Development. Trump worked so hard, and Musk worked day and night. He slept in the executive building next to the White House. He led 6 young people, some of whom were said to be interns in high school, and kept collecting evidence and performing various calculations. He got the expenditure tables of various departments of the U.S. federal government in the Treasury Department. He reviewed these expenditure items one by one, and immediately published them online after removing one item to say how much money the U.S. taxpayers saved. At the same time, he got the payroll of every U.S. federal employee. If anyone dared to resist or complain, he would be able to take him down immediately. Bannon said even more harshly that those senior staff did not need to worry about their jobs, but should be prepared to defend themselves in court for the crimes they committed in the future. To sum up, since Trump's return to office, his administration has initiated widespread purges in federal institutions, while Elon Musk has played a major role in dismantling government departments and cutting bureaucratic spending. The New York Times describes Trump's governance style as provocative and aggressive, causing disarray in Washington, D.C., with both Democrats and Republicans reacting defensively or submissively. Trump and his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, began extensive purges, particularly within the Department of Justice, DOJ, and FBI, targeting officials linked to investigations of the Capitol riot of January 6, 2021. High-profile figures, including former Secretary of State Pompeo, John Bolton, and Mark Milley, had their security clearances revoked. Trump's administration launched a campaign to counteract what they describe as the weaponization of judicial departments under the Biden administration. Closure of USAID, United States Agency for International Development. Musk led efforts to shut down USAID, branding it as irreparable and corrupt. USAID, with a budget exceeding $50 billion and more than 10,000 employees, was accused of funding color revolutions and promoting U.S. ideology abroad. Musk's role in government reform. Musk worked with a team of young interns to scrutinize federal spending, publishing detailed expenditure reports to show savings for taxpayers. He reportedly gained access to payrolls and spending data, using it to hold federal employees accountable for inefficiencies or resistance to reforms. Criticism of EDI programs. Trump blamed an aviation accident at Reagan Airport on the Democrats' emphasis on equality, diversity, and inclusion (EDI) initiatives. Critics within the administration have portrayed EDI programs as harmful to institutional competence. Future legal threats to officials. Bannon warned that many senior officials should prepare to face criminal charges for their alleged actions under previous administrations. Trump and Musk's aggressive overhaul of federal institutions has created intense political and institutional turmoil, with deep divisions emerging over issues like judicial independence, administrative efficiency, and ideological control. Their reforms aim to cut costs, purge perceived political enemies, and dismantle programs they view as detrimental to U.S. governance. But Elon Musk, though influential as the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, does not hold any formal government position, and there is no evidence of him collaborating with Trump in dismantling U.S. government agencies. USAID is a long-established U.S. government agency for development aid. While some critics allege that it has been involved in promoting U.S. interests abroad, the global media reports federal employees are experiencing discomfort and uncertainty under the current administration due to several policy changes and proposals. Incentivized resignations. A federal judge has temporarily blocked President Trump's plan to offer financial incentives for federal workers to resign. This initiative, led by advisor Elon Musk, has been met with legal challenges and widespread concern among employees about potential layoffs and policy shifts. Agency restructuring. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is undergoing a shift in focus under the new administration, leading to job security concerns among staff. Changes include centralizing power within Republican-led commissioners and reducing emphasis on crypto enforcement. The push to end remote work and offer incentives for voluntary resignations has further unsettled employees. Leadership appointments. Russell Vaught's reappointment as head of the Office of Management and Budget has raised concerns due to his intent to significantly reduce federal workforce funding and instill a sense of trauma among bureaucrats to decrease their inclination to work. These developments have contributed to a climate of apprehension among federal employees regarding their job security and the future direction of their agencies.